Welcome back. So, my people weren't on, took care of what I needed to take care of, so now I'm back. um, but, let's see here. I just want to make sure everything is still running the way it's supposed to. That says that we're live. Everything says we're golden. Let me pull that back up over there. Okay. It says that we're good to go. Supposedly. Supposedly. Okay. And that lets me see there. Okay. Okie dokie. So I had to move some stuff around. I got rid of all the stuff, like I said in the last stream. This was really just the first one was really just for me to get back into it, get used to it, that kind of thing. So I had to move some stuff around. As you'll see, my camera's now in the center versus where it was way over here on the bottom side. But it was covering up like my weapon and tool bar there. So that got moved over. Speaking of which, we need to switch back over to sorting board. Actually, this will be easier for now. So just to kind of go over what we did last time. We started out down here. We ran up, came here, got torn. Or first here at the Church of Ella, we picked up our crafting bag. We got torrent. We ran up and around and over. Then we went here, took a portal, which brought us up here. We ran down, showed you the ball drop, got a memory stone. Then we came back to here. We ran down, grabbed this, got an orb, got some stuff here. Did that. Then we ran, or we teleported back over here, ran all the way down, got that, ran down, ran through here, grabbed some stuff, grabbed some stuff, grabbed some stuff, yay, grabbed some stuff. From there, teleported back up here, then ran up here, went and basically, I mean, we grabbed a couple things, but mainly it was just grabbing some waypoints or graces. Then we came back down to here, ran across, took a portal, which took us into Kaled. We ran up here, got a Somber 5, ran around, picked up some other stuff, and yeah, so we're going to continue with the gathering of things, but we're pretty much set now. Like I was saying in the last one, for the most part, this is going to be the weapon that I want to try and use for this playthrough. I've never officially finished doing that on any of my playthroughs. I started one where I was using the Greatsword, but then I got tired of using the Greatsword and ended up going and using Bloodhound's Fang and then redid my build. And yeah, this blade by far is the most overpowered blade in the entire game. So if you just want something that's going to be able to, you know, bust through everything, go with this. It's a quality build, strength dex, so kind of bounce between the two. But yeah, we're going to be doing this. It's almost 100% strength, requires 12 dex, which we have plenty of. We're just going to be working on getting our strength up. So as we level, we'll be bouncing between vigor and strength. Vigor is how we get more health, which means we stay alive longer. And then obviously our strength is how we get our weapon and do damage. Ooh. Oh snap. I gotta pay attention to where I'm running. We're gonna go grab one more thing just because it happens to be out here and we passed it earlier. There's a caravan that runs out here. In the back of this one, there is an axe. I don't know why anyone would want to grab this axe. It's shorter range than the Greatsword. I believe it ends up doing less damage than the Greatsword. Just, in my opinion, not all that fantastical, but we will pick it up just so you guys can see it. I'll show you the stats on it. Again, I don't know how long this stream will be. I'm still waiting on my friend to get on. Ow! Ow, ow. Okay, got it. Off we go into the wild blue yonder. Okay. Whew. Let's get somewhere where people are not trying to murder us, and then we will look at the stats on that versus the greatsword, just so I can show you the differences. Primary stats that we will be focusing on, like I said, was strength and vigor, but we will also be putting points into endurance and mind. Now that might sound a little weird that we're going to be doing mind, but there is an Ash of War that we can get and put on our Colossal Sword. I'm just running over here to this Grace because we're going to start clearing stuff out. But the what was I saying? So the Ash of War that we're going to be using will actually allow us to attack a little bit faster. We got another seed earlier too, so we're going to go ahead and use that up. But just to show you the differences. So, yes, I know I can't wield it effectively. Take you off for right this second. So the Great Sword, as you see, giant. It's very slow attack speed, but this thing, and this is just your base attack, your R1s. Okay, your R2s have this 1, 2, and that's it. Sweep, overhand. Whereas your R1s or your light attacks, you have a 4-hit combo here. 1, 2, or sorry, 3-hit combo, which are all sweeping attacks. But you have a really good long range. Whereas the axe that we just picked up, the Great Axe, as you can see, is much shorter. And it is a 4-hit combo. 2, 3, 4. For the light attacks. And you've got a very similar 2-hit combo for your heavy attacks. But it's so much shorter than what I'm willing. And like, even the halberd that we start off with, like this thing, first of all, I don't like it because it's the pokey version and not the sweepy version. The R2s are the sweep, but I don't like the now it does have the charge forth thing, but again, I just not a fan of it. So we're gonna start clearing stuff out so we can start getting some runes, so that we can start getting some levels. And we're actually gonna run around to the other side. Come on. There we go. I know it's only a rune 1, but ooh, I thought I got the block up in time. Now, one thing I will say that I've noticed between the PC version and the PlayStation version is the PC, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because it's trying to render too much stuff or what, but it seems to lag out just a little bit. Not big enough to cause any major issues. At least I haven't seen any major issues with it. But it does, I don't know, it like stutters, I guess is the only way to... Like, it'll run fine, and then all of a sudden, like, right there, where I feel like I'm going through quicksand for whatever reason. And it's not because I'm streaming. Like, sometimes... Oop. Sometimes people are like, oh, yeah, it's because you're streaming. No. Oop, out of stamina. Come on. There's just like a weird lag effect. And it does this when I'm playing by myself, when I'm playing with a friend. You don't get to blow the horn, stupid. I'm trying to not aggro that thing. The big boss person of this area. And I'm hoping to get an entire set of gear because their poise for their armor is a little bit better. There is a set that I want to buy at the round table when we go back up there. It's not the best set, but it is the first set you can get early on in the game that has a really good poise. It just kind of sucks that it's bad looking. Like, I know I was saying earlier that, you know, armor doesn't really matter. It's really your poise that matters. But at the same time, it's like, I want better looking gear. We may not buy it just cause it looks god awful. Woo. Stance break. My Wolfie. Like, I lowered the visual because earlier when I was streaming earlier, I happened to notice that it looked a little too bright. I also turned down the game volume. I'm hoping that helps. Because I also noticed that during combat, I can barely hear myself. Not that I watch myself, but I haven't done this in so long, so I just wanted to be like, okay. Now, everything else is done and gone. So we're going to summon Wolvies, and they're going to go grab aggro from her. We're gonna go in here and just beat on her. And there was a blood proc. And she didn't even drop anything. Useless. I was hoping to get, you know, her shield, her armor, something. Alright. So that was the first wet blade, which allows us to start putting Ashes of War on weapons that don't have Ashes of War if we like the Ash of War. Okay, so this area is now cleared. Rest here real quick just so that we can get our health back. We're also going to pass time until morning because, again, I don't like running around at night. Now, it is faster if you travel back to the Grace of America, but... Or, not the Grace of America, but the church. That's over there. That first church we go to. I don't know why the name of it is escaping me because it's not a Church of America, but... We come run way over here. I think I know what's causing this. Hold on 1 second. Let me... Advanced settings. Lower that to medium. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Some settings, apply changes. Go to title screen. We'll do that here in a second. We'll get through this cave first. So this is a good start. Like once you get whatever weapon you want to start with, this is a really good cave to come to test out whether or not, you know, or to help test the weapons you're trying to do. We did not have this much lag earlier. So stupid. Come on. Come on. Now this is the reason why I wanted the sword and board. And there was another blood proc. But what the sword and board is going to save our skins for a little while, because we don't really have that much defense wielding a really big sword. Ooh. Alright. Summon wolf boys. They can help tank for us. Jump strike. Strike. And jump strike. Knocks him down. Oh. Yay, blood proc. And there's the end of it. Now he gives us a useless talisman, the Flame Drain Talisman. Helps negate fire damage, but honestly, not necessary. But let's teleport to the back, or back to the beginning. Then let's log out and see if the changes I made will help with that. I don't understand why all of a sudden we're having massive lag spikes. We weren't earlier when we were doing this. Let's rest, heal up. Then I'll exit out and come back in. System. From software. Hopefully that fixes it, because the only other thing I changed between last video and this video is the brightness. And you'd think we'd have those kind of lag spikes when there's rain, but so far no. Okay, so we took that down. I'm going to highlight where we're going. We're going to go over there, and then from there we're actually going to also run down to this coastline right here, which is going to take us out here. And then from there, we'll teleport back up here, and then we're going to come down this way. We may actually go up here and get like the Uchi Katana and stuff like that before we do this. But we're going to be clearing pretty much all of this area. Like all, yeah, like all of this. Just that's my focus for this stream. It's just clearing out as much of this stuff as we can. Because like I said, for the most part, unless I really, really have to, I don't want to go grind out runes. You shouldn't have to. Legitimately should not have to grind runes. We get enough kills from mobs, bosses, for levels. The only reason why you would ever really need to grind runes of any kind is if you are trying to level a weapon and you're a tad shy. Or you just want to over-tune your character for early level stuff. But honestly, that becomes a moot point very quickly. But we've got 5,000 runes on us. Let's go ahead and level up a little bit. Alright, so that's, what, 5 points we can do? So I'm going to do 3 into strength, 2 into vigor. Because I'm trying to get this to 21. Once that gets to 21, I can stop focusing it as much because we'll be able to wield the big sword. And then we'll get this up to about 30-ish. We'll get mind up to about 20-ish. And then that way we can just focus on strength. So this dungeon has these guys. Now, if you know how to fight these guys and you don't have to do the blocking, great. Early on, I would recommend block counters for these guys, just because it does make it a little simpler. Yeah, it's kind of dark on the screen there. There we go. Nice and bright. Almost gray toned. It's fine. Make sure that when we're doing these, you pick up these grave warts. They're grave warts. The grave glovewort. They are how you level stuff. Your ash summons. Now, even though their weapons cause bleed, I've never seen them actually take bleed damage. It's kind of frustrating, to be honest. Now, if you are a samurai and you have a bow, you can actually shoot that from here and not have to do the super dangerous timing where you run and hide. But back here is the prattling hating? I don't know. You use it as an item and it says hello. It's for multiplayer. Same thing, if you have a bow, you can shoot that thing way down there and it'll make it stop breathing fire at you. Otherwise, you just have to get really good about timing it. And down it goes. Wow, that was all around just terrible. Da, 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 da. Then there's one over here. And then there's the one right here. What I like is early game, these guys have no poise, like at all. Makes it so easy to take them down. But you do not want to let them just beat on you because they, like I said, they do bleed damage, and that can kill you very quickly. So there's this one right here that will throw things at you. And then there's this one right here that will come jump at you. I don't know if the game fixed itself, but we've only had a little bit of stuttering. Not as bad as it was when we first joined in, so. Then we pull this lever right here, and that opens the door to the boss room. And there he is. Toasty. And there we go. Now we're headed to the boss. Oh, starting to get some more staggering again. Once you get this fight down, like the way the mechanics work for this guy, he's not so tough. What frustrates me about the Erdtree, or the Burial Watchdogs is what they call them. Number one, they have the body of a cat, not a dog. So it's kind of annoying that they call them watchdogs, but you know, whatever. The other thing too is, until you get their mechanics down, they can be really annoying. They're just like the little gargoyle. Ow, 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 ow. Little gargoyle dudes. I got a little carried away there. They're like the gargoyles, where they cannot be bled. Like, you cannot get the bleed status effect on them. At least I've never been able to get this status effect on them. There you go. Got that. Got another action summon. Not the best, honestly. In fact, if you read this action summon, he basically is a failed sorcerer, and so he goes around and tries to beat people with a stick. It's funny, but he's useless. And we had like no staggering in the last run, or at least none that I could tell. But all we were doing was running around, and now all of a sudden we just have nothing but the game wanting to stagger on us. So we're going to where I marked, but we cannot go straight towards it because this is a giant cliff and you will run right off into your doom. So we actually have to go right down here. We're going to pass this guy. There's another invisible ball down here as well. So if you have an Ash of War that has an AoE effect, use it. Otherwise, get lucky and slap it as it comes around, because it makes the same big square over and over again. There we go. So that gives us the Ash of War Stomp and Sweep. It's a two-part Ash of War. So the first part, you do a stomp, and the second part, you sweep with a blade. There's a giant octopus right there. These things, they can jump around, they'll flail around, you beat them in the face. If they take enough damage, they'll actually try and eat their own limbs to get health back. There's the little versions. They actually drop a helm. The little ones do, not the big ones. It's like a 0.01% chance to drop, so it's one of those kind of items where it's like you either get lucky to get it or you don't get it at all kind of thing. But there is a merchant right over here. We're going to buy his book.
What do you need? I don't want any trouble.
Purchase. So if you don't have a bow and you want a bow, here's one there for you. There's boluses here, but meh. There is some +3 smithing stones here. Or +1. No, sorry. +3 smithing stones. And he has 3 of them. No, I was right the first time. It's a +1 smithing stone that can get you to an armament of +3. And he has 3 of those. I'm losing my bloody mind today. Yes, you can summon torrents. Stop acting like a fool. Alright. And the cave entrance is right there. Do 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 do. And we don't need to, but I'm going to anyway. Look. So I don't have enough to put it in. So yeah, we'll go ahead and put it in strength, because that does help with our damage. Right now we're doing just fine with our health. 17's okay. It's not great. Oh, he fell off. These guys have a chance to drop their shield, their club, and that's really the only thing they have of import worth them dropping. Everything else is kind of just meh. See, like glowstone is what he dropped. So, there is a gold seal here that we can use to summon. I'm going to. You do not have to. This does not affect anything in any way. He helps out with the fight, and that is it. Old Knight Istvan. There we summon wolvies. Oh, snap. Wasn't paying attention to my health. I was just having fun swinging away. Well, that's not what we wanted. And here I was talking snap about having 17 vigors, plenty of health. Doesn't help if you don't pay attention. Also, just so you know, anytime you summon somebody like this in, or a friend, the boss gets more health. So technically we're fighting two bosses, so each of them get more health. There we go. There's the end of it. Now, most of the time when you complete a dungeon, you want to find this and run it, use it to get back to the entrance. We're not going to do that. We're going to keep running through. Keep running through. Till we get to the other side of the cave. No, see? There was their shield. Oh, we had it twice. Absolutely useless shield. Very low block, very low everything. It is no bueno. Out of my way, dear. So, this is one of the dragon shrines. If you're going to make a dragon priest, which is a faith-style character who uses the dragon incantations, this is one of the places you'll come. You get Dragon Fire, Dragon Claw, Dragon Maw. This summons a dragon's head that breathes fire. This summons a Dragon Claw, which hits the ground. You can do it twice. Does a lot of poise damage. And then this is Dragon Maw, which summons another dragon head, but it just bites the foe. I've never really gotten that to land, even in PvE. So, yeah, not a fan of that one. Still getting a lot of stuttering going on. I don't understand. It was not doing it earlier. We can hear the orb. There it is. Jump. And smithing stone 1. Somber smithing stone 1. Of course, at this point, we only have one weapon that uses the somber, and that is Bloodhound's Fang. Everything else we've picked up so far uses regular, standard smithing stones. But we have 3,000 more runes. So what we're actually going to do, take that off, is we are, before we go down here, because I want to be well set up for all this, I'm actually going to go up here and I'm going to do this and this. These are two different caves. This one has the Uchigatana, and this one has the Shimshar or something. I don't know. It's a weirdly named thing. But before we go to both of those, I'm actually going to come up. No, we'll go ahead and do this. It's fine. I was gonna go do something else, but I want to have slightly better stats before I go do an invasion. So from that grace, I'm actually gonna just run backwards a little bit. And here it is. Now, before we start running through this one's actually full of skeletons. So the beautiful thing about skeletons is you can either beat on them till they, you know, supposed to die. They'll fall on the ground and then they'll have this little aura on them. And then you have to hit them again to make them be permanently gone. Or we can go over here and on our Ash of War, we put on Sacred. That has parry, so we're not going to be able to use our shield for this. But back into the dungeon. Okay. So here's our first skeleton. If we use this, now that was the Wave of Light. Instantly KOs him. But so does our weapon, because it's now infused with holy damage. So if you're playing and you're like, oh my god, like I'm trying to fight these skeletons and I'm tired of beating on them to get them to stay down, infuse a weapon with holy damage, and you're good to go. Now we're going to go this way first. So we drop down, went underneath where we dropped down, and you get to this room here. And then the Uchigatana is right there. Come on, come on. I know you want to res, so I can murderize you, skeleton. There we go. Skeletons are kind of scary if you get surrounded, but other than that, if you've got high enough poise, these things are an absolute joke. I do like the fact that they like pat themselves on the head when they spawn. We got the Scripture wooden shield, also useless. All right, so we're gonna drink a blue pot so that we get our mana back up. Because the guy that we're going to be fighting down here is also susceptible to holy damage. And he likes to jump around a lot. This is one of the Black Knife Assassins. We got the Assassin's Crimson Dagger. So the cool thing about that is if you get a critical hit on a enemy, it will actually give you health back. There's another one that's the Cerulean or whatever it is. It will actually give you FP back when you get the critical. Who keeps texting moi? I don't. Okay. Unimportant. Alrighty. So now we're going to go to... Come on, get out. Then mountain. Now we're going to go to the next spot. Now, just so you know, there's two ways you can get down. Both are equally dangerous, one more so than the other. You can, and I'm going to hit this grace just in case I miss. You can attempt to run off this way. So you can see that little air thing down there. You can attempt to jump off straight that way using torrent to try and get into that air current. The easiest way to do it, still equally dangerous in case you fumble it, is to run right off here and use torrent to jump. So you run, jump again, and land safely. If somehow you miss that, you will hit the ground and go kersplat. And then the cave is right here. By the way, no, that's not a legendary that I keep passing. It's just the effigy that it wants you to have so that you can have people invite you if you're looking for assistance with, or if people are looking for assistance, you can put your rune down and have them come assist, and vice versa. All right, I'm gonna leave the holy damage on the mace just because why not? Before we go down in the big hole, we come back down in here. There's more wolvies down here, so be careful. One of them's one of the white wolves. And you do all that for a golden rune 1. Ooh. And then you can come in here. There was a wolf in here, or actually 2 wolves. But they are the ones that we beat on when we killed that first one. Alright. All the way down. To the subterranean levels we go. Nothing that direction. There's more cave moss. So if you're looking for cave moss, there's more up there. Go running up here. The other path that was down there, that takes you to the same place, but there's an item up here. Take out that wolf. Nothing great. It's just an Astria leaf, but better than nothing. And then this big old scary looking room is where we'll get the sword. Ooh, that's down in here. Gotta be careful. Another smithing stone 1. Smithing stone tools. There we go. Now, from this part, we gotta be super, super careful. So, you're just gonna edge. You can see the ledge that we're trying to land on down there in the water. So you just want to walk carefully and land on it. Then you gotta jump across. Because if you fall down in this really dark looking water, that is death waiting for you. This is the weapon. The Shamshir, or whatever it's called. Let's go. Come on. Then a double jump. One here, and we're across. Didn't have to murderize the little squid, but I'm hoping that the helm drops. I've only ever gotten it to drop once, and that was on PlayStation. I have not had it drop at all on PC. It's not even that good of a helm. Since I know it's a thing that you can get, it's just a thing that I want to get, so I can say that I got it. It's not even anything you need for the platinum run, or for the platinum achievement. But tomato. And then, all that to fight a big giant. Easiest way to fight these guys, stay at their feet. If you've got a crushing weapon or a heavy hitting weapon, 3 power strikes on their ankle will drop them. Ooh. These guys are also stoned, so again, no bleed effect is possible. They are susceptible to frost, so if you have a weapon that does frost damage will still give you your percentile damage. This is the blue dancer charm, so if you're wearing a light load, we're currently in a medium load, but a light load, then yeah. Then it actually increases, I believe it increases your damage? Yes. Your attack power with lower equipment load. This is really good if you're playing a mage, or if you're going to play like a archery build that uses like the serpent bow, and you do nothing but like poison arrows and whatnot, because you don't really need the poise if your plan is to never be anywhere near where the boss is at. We could have fast traveled, but what I'm going to do is use this to get back up. I heard a beetle. I still hear a beetle. Up here where Alexander was. Or down where Alex. It's just, okay. I didn't know there was a crimson beetle here. Nice. Okay. Okie dokie. So from here, we've cleared both of those. So now we're going to teleport here. We're going to clear out a camp that is here. Then we're going to run off into do a cave. It's like right. I think right in this area or this area. So it's somewhere around here. Then we're going to do another one here, and then we're going to run across and do this. Then we're going to try to level up the weapon. So. Now, when you're fighting the dudes on horseback, you can target the guy or you can target the horse. If you target the horse, it will knock them off the horse. Come here. Come here. Ow. Oh, I wanted your armor. Or your sword. I've gotten that sword once. I'm not sure what the stats are on that sword, though. Oh, what's that? Okay. I was like, why do I have a mark way back over there? Ooh, I forgot to give you stupid little Still no sword or armor. Okay, the other horse guy went off that way, which is fine. Whoa. Ah. Oh. Come on. Mount. I want to fight two of these guys. Oh, snap. Alright, nope. I done goofed. I done goofed. Retreat. Like I said, I'm not a pro at that. Hey, there's the armor. this real quick. Because I know this is actually heavier. No, it's actually lighter. So I can still wear this. Oh, I didn't get out of my menu fast enough. Cool. Ugh. Not sure how he got that hit on me, but okay. Replenished all my potions. I am gonna still go take down the other mounted knight. Come on. I need you to see me, stupid. Oh. He lost interest. No! There. I feel better about my day now. I totally clapped that man's cheeks. Alright. So, we're going to go pick up this grace over here. And then... So we go down here. There's a grace right here. We're actually going to rest at this grace because we have 11,000 runes. And this next part could kill us. So, we're going to go ahead and bump that up to 21. We can get that to 19, which is great. So now, I'm going to do 2, 1, 1 in that order. So every 4 levels, 2 points will go into vigor, 1 will go into mind, and 1 will go into strength. When mind hits 20, I'll stop putting points into mind and put points into endurance. That way we can wear heavier armor later. But the mind is actually, we'll do 15 points into mind for a good while, because that will give us almost 100 FP at 15, I think. Which is plenty for early level for using the Ash of War. But this part right here is where it can kill you. Good. Torrent took most of the damage on that fall. Sometimes you'll take all the damage, and then sometimes Torrent will take all the damage, and then sometimes it's kind of a weird mixture between the two. I've died from that fall. I've gotten stuck in that tree from that fall. But just to show you now, so we're gonna come over here, take both of those off. We can now equip this. And yes, it's still going to tell us that we don't meet the requirements, but as soon as we two-hand it, we magically now have the requirements for it because of the two-handed effect. So that's always a plus. Nope. What am I trying? There we go. So right now, it's doing 211 damage versus the 139 the longsword would do if we were to two-hand it, or the 179 the Morning Star would do if we two-handed it. And then, just cause, let's go look at our Ashes of War real fast. I just want to see if we have anything yet that would be worth putting on here. There is the Stomp up. Let's see. There's Storm Stomp, which just creates a vortex in front of us. There is the Determination, which would actually boost our damage, but this is a quality, so it would require us to put it into a quality unless we get the ability to do it as standard, which would leave our damage alone. Eventually we can get heavy so that it's strength based, so our damage would actually go up. You'll notice these are considered as heavy Ashes of War up here, so you'll see that our scaling goes from 164 plus 47. We drop down a little bit in base damage. We go down to 151, but our scaling goes up a little bit better. So, because we lose the dex requirement, that's why our overall goes down. But, and then of course there's if we wanted to add poison. Poison is an arcane attribute, so then our stats go way, way, way down because we have no arcane on this character. I have made an arcane build, and it's just easier if you're going to do that to go with what you call it, a bleed build. Ooh. We're fat rolling. None that's going to help. If I put you on and I put you on, nope. Wow, we don't have the endurance for it yet. That's a bummer. So I guess we're going to have to forego mind and do endurance if we want to wield this weapon. This thing does weigh a metric ton, though. No! I hate when I hit walls. It's the most annoying bull crocky ever. Yeah. We swing too slow right now with it because we don't have our Ash of War that I want. The Ash of War that I want will allow us to attack a lot faster because it's based off of the attack speed of the Ash of War and not the weapon. We're actually going to go to this one for now. We'll still go to that eventually, but we also need to put a bunch of this stuff away. But this will allow me to put back on all my gear and still be a medium roll. We need to empty out the inventory. So you, drop you. You can go, you stay in. We're only keeping this right now because it actually, yeah, we'll keep that for now just because it does have the holy damage, plus it has the bleed effect on it. So we attack much faster with this weapon. We can ignore them now. All right. There we go. I might have to rethink my build, guys. I'm having more fun with this big ass blade. Oh, he picked me up. I didn't even know he could do that. Ah! How did... What? And down goes that bacon. Banish Knight Ingval is actually a really good tank if you have the FP for it. He costs like 101. 100 even. He is by far, when I want a tank summon for any of my ranged characters, he is by far one of the best summons you can get. If you don't want to waste the MP to summon an Ash, the only way I would say anything's better is the Mimic. That one's still a solid one. Alright. I'm going to have to rethink my strategy, so I'm just going to keep putting points into Vigor then. We may eventually have to respec out of Strength. I'm still going to do a Strength build, so probably not. But I may not do the Colossal Sword. I'm having more fun, even though this doesn't do the same raw damage. If I attack faster, I think my damage output will be the same. And I know that the Ash of War I'm going to use will work with this. Because the Ash of War we're going to use is strength-based. It's a fire strength-based Ash of War. And we'll go get it eventually. It just takes a little bit of running in Caelid to get it. Alright, so we're going to get invaded by a bloody-fingered Miragus. Just do a little bit of damage to him. Try to stay back. Because if he hits you too many times, he will get the bleed proc on you. And it will instantly kill you.
The end is nigh.
So then I go run this way. Dodge roll. Dodge roll. No! No! Stop it. But we got a guy that's going to come help us. There we go. Oh, no, no, no. No! How we lived that, I really don't know, but... Anxieties! The Reduvia. Get 2 of those. If you want to do a dagger build, you do a dagger arcane build. Those will mess people up so fast. But for people who have played any Souls game, I don't know if he's in Bloodborne. But I do know I've been told that he's been in every Souls game. You guys will recognize this next boss. Now, this is one of the only bosses I do not recommend straight up murderizing. Because he does have a side quest later on. And if you murderize him in here, you will not get that side quest. Which means you will miss out on, number 1, being able to get your flat run. And number 2... you'll miss out on some gear. Nothing in here. I believe this is mushroom. Yeah, mushroom, which is meh. And then boss room is down here. So, he won't be spawned until you click on this chest. Grab that. And there we go.
Thought you'd just help yourself to a man's personal belongings, huh? You scheming little thief. The gods demand repentance. Cough up your coin. All of it.
Ow, 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 ow.
Wait, please.
And there you go. All you gotta do is get him to half,
White flag and all.
and he'll surrender.
Well, finally come round, have you? I knew you would. You're a man of reason. True and true. What do you... Now, how did I took you for an innocent... Well, what? True, I'm packed tarnished, like only for now. In exchange for... Honestly, frankly. So don't... I'll be ready to... No, I'll be ready to...
Okay, so there's that. That's all you had to do with Patches. We'll meet him a couple times later on. Now, we're not going to fight the guy that spawns here. Because I want to go over here into this cave first. So, there's a boss that spawns out here on the lake. We're not going to fight him yet. Because what we're going to do is I'm going to get through this part right here, and then I'm going to call it a day for stream. I will be streaming a little bit every day this next like 5 or 6 days. Simply because I'm trying to get back into it, so this is me pushing myself a little bit harder than necessary. I'm going to grab that grace just in case we fall and go splat. But in these mine shafts, there's always these little ledges, and sometimes in these little alcoves, on some of them, you can find stuff. See? Like that. So, right down here, click U. Golden Rune 4, not bad. And you just yeeted yourself to your doom. And there we go. Alright, now let's just make our way through here. Now, if you have a crushing weapon, or you can two-hand a weapon, your weapons will not bounce off these guys. If you one-hand a weapon, or it is a non-crushing style weapon, then you will bounce off. Because technically these dudes are made of stone. But this cave has plenty of smithing stone 1s. So if you need smithing stone 1s to level up your weapon to level 3, you can get plenty of them here. Also, on top of that, the guys, when you kill them down here, they will also sometimes drop smithing stone 1s. I think they can also drop smithing stone 2s, but I'm not 100% sure. No. I hate rats. Block counters were invented for rats and dogs. Another smithing stone 1. Now, this next elevator, there's two things that we're going to do. We're going to send the elevator down, and we're going to get off of it. Because we're, again, as you can see, there's that ledge there. We're just going to follow it down, just to be on the safe side. See if there's anything you can pick up. Whew, that was close. I almost fell off. But, so there was nothing that way. We're going to clear this bottom floor, and then when we go up, this one actually has a point where we need to jump off the elevator. Okay. So we cleared down there. Now there will be a point right there where we want to just run off. Huh. This is like the worst run I've ever had going through here. Alright. Limestone. By the way, if you notice how their backpacks are all sparkly, if you're using a fire weapon, there's a high probability... I didn't mean to roll all the way off, but okay. I mean, we were going to eventually, but I didn't want to right this second. There's that, and then here's a somber one. Here is the boss room. Now, I only have one health potion left. So this is going to be fun. And right over here is another smithing stone 1. So we're going to have like 20 smithing stone 1s. It's ridiculous. Yeah, 31 smithing stone 1s. So we could level up quite a few items to +3. If we wanted to. Summon the wolves just as a distraction. This could probably come back and bite me in the rear end, but same thing. He is made of stone. But you can still do the jump strikes. And down they go. He gives us the roar medallion. They finally fixed the roar medallion, so it now works with dragon shouts, which is nice. Because there was a dragon shout called Grail's Roar, I think. I might be saying it wrong, but it's a legendary dragon spell that you have to have for your platinum. But you could use it, but it wasn't getting the bonus from there. So there is still a boss here in the lakes that we need to fight. You know, yeah, we can do that before I get off. We can do that before I get off. We will go fight that guy. I just want to use up my runes. We've got 5,000 runes here. So level up. A little bit more health. And what's crazy is we're still not even close to being done with Central Limgrave. There's still a ton of stuff that we can do. So it will definitely be interesting. have to actually run? Oh, okay. And boom, the first dragon of the game. Octave. Come over here and get the crit. Melee fighters, you're gonna want to kind of sort of do what I'm doing. If you're confident enough to do it without being on torrent, knock yourself out, go do it. I just like having torrent because it allows me to move around a little bit better. I really need him to breathe more fire so that the stupid there we go. Not exactly what I wanted, but he gets rid of the stupid fireflies. Now, if you had a bleed weapon, this would go just a tad bit faster. I don't. But there you go. I mean, there's that, and he's worth 5,000 runes. You get 1 dragon heart, so if you're trying to build a dragon priest, like I was talking about earlier, you need the dragon heart to buy the dragon spells to then use them. But there's that. So what we still have left, just so you guys know, there's some stuff here that we still need to do. There's some stuff down here that we still need to do. We do need to run back and talk to the guy that helped us fight, because he has a quest. We still have here to do. We still have some stuff up here to do. We still have this area to do right here. And then we have all of... I'm just kidding. There's only one thing that we need to do here, which is right here. We just need to do this spot here. And then that will be, in my opinion, I know this is considered a different part of Limgrave. They call this the East Limgrave, or the, what do they call it? Mistwood Ruin, or the Mistwood. But this is part of Limgrave. I consider it Central Limgrave because it's the most central part, is all right here. But we've got that point there. We've got this here. We've got technically only 2 things. There's a guy here. There's a summon here. We've got the boss here. We've got the 2 things down here. There's an item that we can get, plus there's a Gravitas Lord that we can do. We've got 2 things here to do. We have a vendor to unlock, plus a scroll to get over here, and then there's also an item. And then from there, we will be doing all of this down here. And there's not really a whole lot. I mean, there's a bit, but there's not a whole lot. There's the tower, there's a cave, there's a boss, there is another mine shaft, cave, Erd tree, item, boss, and we don't really need to do this one yet because that's for a quest later on. But that's all we have here. Actually, there's another cave right there. Sorry, forgot. So cave. And then we've got the legacy dungeon here. Once all of that is done, then we are going to come up here and do the first major boss, or what they call a remembrance boss, is right here. And we will do that. So in the next stream, we will definitely knock out all the rest of the stuff that we have here. We're going to knock out most of this stuff. Shouldn't take too long, hopefully. I'm going to be tracking down some other weapons, because now that I think about it, like I said, I've done a Colossal semi playthrough, and I just wasn't a fan. I basically ended up just wielding 2 Colossal weapons and jump striking, so meh. So I think I'm going to do a great sword or a great axe, but I'm gonna have to figure out which one I want to do. I kind of like this weapon, but I just want to see if there's some out there that do a little bit more damage, and just make sure that it will work with the Ash of War that I want. So, other than that, guys, I am going to get off. If you guys have any questions, here I am going to teleport to where we will start next time. Yeah, we'll go do this part first. If, like I said, if there's a build that you want to see, or if you have suggestions for the build that I'm doing, let me know. Leave me a comment. I do check them. And hopefully I will see you guys around. Other than that, I am out of here. Y'all have a good one. Peace.